So, we are working with the TYD2WHO data set, and we are interested in looking at infant mortality and healthcare expenditure per capita. So, the first plot that we created was a scatter plot with expenditure on the y axis and infant mortality on the x axis. Okay, so and then we notice here. So let's okay. So there is a lot of countries with very low infant mortality and very low healthcare expense per capita. So we want to look at these countries and then look at them more closely. So one way of doing that, we created sets. Okay, what the sets were going to do was this, where we have okay, so average healthcare expenditure. So where is it? Okay, so health. So we last time we organized the measures into folders, and here health related measures are under the folder health. So we have health expense per capita, right, and country. All right. So now let's say that we want to look at each selected years. Well, let's say 2010 initially, but we can change that. Okay, and we want well, this is healthcare expenditure, and we also want to look at infant mortality. Okay, so now one thing we need to do is, since we are looking at per year healthcare expense, and infant mortality is a rate for different years. So if you sum, you're not going to get anything meaningful. So we have to change the aggregation to average in both cases. Okay, and we want to sort infant mortality from lowest to highest. All right, so let's go ahead and hide this nulls. We don't need really care for nulls. So right click and hide. Okay, so now what we want to do is to look at only that group. So infant mortality, go into filters. Okay, so we have average, right. So we say at most 1%. Right. So infant mortality is this is the set of the we filtered for low infant mortality, no more than 1%. Okay. And now among these we want to look at, once again, get it into filters. Okay, on average no more than $1,000 per capita expenditure. Okay, so this is what we want to look at. And say if we bring in region into color, well, so when I did this, the infant mortality was selected. So the color was applied only to infant mortality. If we want the color to be applied to both charts, then I have to make sure that I selected all and then move region into color. Then both charts will be the coloring will be applied to both charts, right. So, here is the list of, and we have to format these, and I am not going to do that because I am going to do that in the next chart, which is kind of a replicate of this. And so here, this is what we want to achieve. Okay, so now if you want to do more stuff, okay, have different charts with the same group, then we have to apply the filters in the next sheet and the next sheet and the next sheet and so on. So instead, if we can create a set, then the set will be available to us. All we have to do is to just use it